I can still move the weight even though I was fatiguing. If I'd gone back to a non-functional movement like the first one, the strict press, there's no way in the world that I would have been able to get that overhead. This video is hopefully going to be able to demonstrate that the more functional the movement is, the greater the power expression is, the less strict strength required, but the caveat to that is greater skill is required to express functional movement. But we can achieve higher skilled movement, which allows us to gain greater functional capacity. And one of our sayings is that the functional capacity is the greatest metric of health. So I'll try to demonstrate that with a strict movement, a progression of a functional movement, a greater progression of a functional movement, and finally the greatest progression of the functional movement, in that order. But as I fatigue with the complex of movements, my ability to move the weight remains the same, which then indirectly correlates to the biomechanics associated with functional movement versus non-functional movement. Okay. All right. Okay. Strict press. Okay. Strict press, not very functional. Push press, a little bit more functional. Push jerk, progressing. Last one, don't fuck this up. Split jerk. Didn't like that one. Try that one again. Not very skillful. Try that again. There. Okay, so that was 70 kilograms, and you can see I was fatiguing with each progressive movement. But because I was adopting a movement skill that was highly functional, defined by lots of muscles being active in the movement, lots of joints being active in the movement, being a quarter extremity movement, being natural movements to move the lumbar-pelvic spine, to move the cervicothoracic spine, to obtain stable shoulder positions, active stable shoulder positions. I can still move the weight even though I was fatiguing. If I'd gone back to a non-functional movement like the first one, the strict press, there's no way in the world that I would have been able to get that overhead to achieve the amount of work required. Alright, I hope that makes sense.